Welcome to Real Chicks Rock presents Real Discussions. I am your host, Michelle Dawes-Bird, and as always, I'm super excited, and today is no exception. Listen, there's so much stuff going on. The weather is changing. You know, I was like, I feel a way when it's getting warmer and the sun is shining a little bit more. We sprung ahead last Sunday, and I'm starting to feel the vibes and things are happening, and parties are going on, and events, and people outside, and it's just a good feeling. But today, let me tell you what's happening today. I'm super excited about my guest today because we have been trying to make this happen for quite some time. She's a busy person. She's so busy. But before I introduce her, I'm just getting ahead of myself. Let me breathe and let me calm down. Let me just breathe and calm down. Because she came in the door with the energy and it was just what I needed. But we're going to get to her in just a second. I want to welcome all of our listeners and all of our new supporters. Thank you for checking us out this afternoon. Let me give you a little background about what Real Chicks Rock is all about. It's all about creatively collaborating and connecting to raise awareness regarding issues that impact women. And we have been doing it through public speaking, mentoring, and we have been doing it through this platform. We started this in April of 2016. I know that's the same reaction I get from people. Yeah, I've been doing it for a minute. I've had a lot of great people here sharing and having conversations, and today is no different. Today, my guest is Madam CJ. And today's topic is Madam CJ's got something to say. Hello, Madam CJ.
Hey, Queen. How you doing?
I am so good. You look great.
Thank you so much.
You look good. I like the pink chapeau and the little pink.
Yeah, you raspberry beret.
Yeah, you cute.
Thank you so
You
much.
cute. How are you doing today?
I'm doing, you know what? I am doing good. I'm doing awesome.
Yeah.
I've been, practicing Nichiren Buddhism. It'll be 12 years.
Wow.
This year.
Wow.
May the 6th.
Wow.
And I just, anytime my life gets a mess, it's because I'm not practicing the way that I need to practice.
Okay.
So, and life will force you to practice when you need to practice.
Yes.
So that's what's been happening. And I've been coming out of a season. And I'm back to myself. I'm back to my magic. And I'm so excited to be here with you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. First of all, let me act like I got some sense. Thank you so much.
Yes.
For having me.
Oh, you're welcome.
And thank you for always being the same every time from the time I met you. That means a lot.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate you for having me.
So you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm going to ask you, I know I'm jumping around, but you mentioned that you've been practicing Buddha, right? Was Tina Turner kind of an inspiration for you in doing so?
Yes.
Was it her story or her coming out, or you just felt a connection with being a Buddhist?
So, the first time I heard of Tina Turner was in 1984. I was in the 4th grade in Memphis, Tennessee. And she had made her comeback. She had performed on Solid Gold.
Yes.
And child, my maternal grandmother, her name was Evelyn Marion Carter. We were at home at her house on a Saturday evening. And child, Tina Turner was on Solid Gold. My grandmother was standing in her den dancing. I have a very vivid memory. It was a core memory for me.
Yeah.
And she's dancing and she's excited. I said, Mama Evelyn, who is that?
Yeah.
Who is that woman?
Yeah.
And she said, that's Tina Turner. Well, I had never heard Tina Turner because I was only 9, 10 years old at the time.
Yeah.
And so that stuck out. Then my aunt Gail, who passed away in 2020, who's responsible for me being an artist, gave me the go-ahead and the confidence. She bought her autobiography, I, Tina. So I read that autobiography at 9, 10 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what we did, back then.
Yeah,
before the internet.
Yeah.
We read books because, it used to be illegal for black people to read.
Right.
So, anyway, I had to read this book because my grandmother was so inspired. I never seen her like that. So then, when I did my album release at Centennial Park. Wind Down Wednesday.
Wind Down Wednesday. I might have been there.
Yeah, you might have been there. Shelly Winter told me. He told me.
Yes.
He said, I want for you to come perform. He said, I want for you to come perform, but you have to tribute a legend. I said, oh, child, this season I'm going to do anime. Because she's a Sagittarius. She's from Nutbush, Tennessee. Yeah. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes.
And so, and I knew that I was not going to make it in show business until I entered my 40s. Because I was a fool out in these streets before. Yes.
You were cute, though.
Thank you. Cute and wild and just reckless. But thank goodness for Nam Yoho Renge Kyo.
Yes.
So anyway, I had a vision board up. She was on the vision board when Shelly offered me that deal at Centennial Park. I said, okay, I'm going to tribute Tina Turner. So I'm doing all this. I'm practicing Nutbush. I'm practicing Proud Mary. I'm working with Joy on my vocals.
Yeah.
And something said, you need a spiritual practice. And goddess worship is great, but you need something that's going to ground you.
Wow.
And I said, well, since she did all this, let me go and try this Nam Yoho Renge Kyo. So, girl, I'm just listening to it on YouTube. I'm not opening my mouth and saying it. But I looking back, because that planted seed in me, my life has always been mystical and like really lucky because I'm a Sagittarius. However, it really needed something else, right? So anyway, I placed the chant. Daimoku is what the chant is called, Nam Yoho Renge Kyo. I placed the video on my Facebook page. And the man who shakabuku'd me, and shakabuku means basically somebody they're recruiting.
Right.
He saw the chant, he saw the video on my page, and he was like, you chant Nam Yoho Renge Kyo. He inboxed me. I was like, nah, I'm just listening to it. He was like, well, I want to invite you to dinner at my home.
Wow.
I'm going to cook dinner for you, and I'm going to talk to you about this spiritual practice. Sure, I'm going to eat, honey. It's free. And he wasn't trying to get in my drawers because he's gay. I'm going over there. So that's what I did.
That's what you did.
And that's how we became.
Right.
Wow.
Let's take it back to Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
As a little girl, what was your musical soundtrack as a child in Memphis, Tennessee? What were you listening to at that time?
Girl, I remember the first time I saw Dirty Mind by Prince. I was enthralled and scared and captivated.
How old were you, remember?
Ooh, this was 81, so I was 5. No, wait. I was born in 74, so 6 years old. Yeah, 6, 7 years old. And then I'll never forget the first time I heard Nasty Girl on the 45 upstairs in our big room.
She said on the 45.
We had a big room, right? My mama had moved back home. She left my daddy. And we moved back to my grandmother's home in Whitehaven. And they had a big 5-bedroom house. So we had space, you know. And child, I'll never forget, they bought that 45 and they dropped that Nasty Girl on there. And I heard do, 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 oh, oh. And my little body just started moving. I don't know what she was talking about, but all I know is it felt good. And that's been my song ever since. And I was in the 3rd grade.
Wow.
I was 8. I was always a year behind the girls. So I was 8 then. And then I have a core memory of my Aunt Gail. We would listen to Anita Baker, Shaka Khan, Angela Winbush, DeBarge, the first album. I can remember just looking at all of them like, oh, they so pretty. I want to do this.
Yes.
And then you remember when you used to plug the microphone into the stereo and record the tape? When she first bought Anita Baker's first album, The Songstress, I had listened to Angel. I would read the lyrics. I would read the credits on the albums, and I would study everything, the front vocal and the background vocal, all of those things. Whitney Houston, all of those people. So she recorded me singing Angel at age 8.
Wow.
And she was affirming me then. So that's my musical history.
Did you do plays or talent shows in school coming up as well?
So
MCJ?
I did a play. I remember doing a play. I did a few plays in elementary school. I tried out for majorette every year. I did not make it until the year my mom told me. She said, "Don't you go back in there trying out." I said, okay, girl. I put the leotard in my bag that year in the 5th grade.
Yeah.
And I went and tried out. And I made it. Child, and then we won first place with my little self on the squad at one of the competitions. And my mom was up in there talking about, yeah. Like, girl, yes, child.
Yeah. So, how was high school? You are a great storyteller. I don't know how I'm going to get through this interview today because I am tickled because I see you, and when I see you, it's in a loud space. The music is going. We don't always get a chance to talk.
Yeah.
So you are really tickling me today. How was it for you in high school? Were you singing and doing talent shows then and were you sneaking out and doing clubs? Tell me a little bit about the high school years because you look like you could, you was about that life. But don't let me put nothing out there that wasn't there. Okay. What happened? High school.
Well, this is the thing. My mama, we moved from the area that we were living in, which was mostly black, and she moved us to the suburbs.
Okay.
So I thought I was going to go to Whitehaven with my friends. Child, she had us out there in white folks' neighborhood. So it was adjusting to not having majorettes, no candy lady.
Yeah.
And so when I got out there, I was just trying to feel my way.
Right.
In a white space.
Right.
And so but we had dances, school dances.
Okay.
They had a set of cheerleaders. I didn't want to be a cheerleader. But the school dances is where I would go, you know, move my body.
Yeah.
And people knew me for dancing. I was one of the best dancers in the
Of course
school.
you were.
And then I sang in the choir, the gospel choir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep, I sure did.
Yep. So how did you get to Atlanta?
Oh my goodness, how I got here was, well, I came here to be a flight attendant, but I knew I was going to live here when we did a upward bound trip.
Okay.
When we did an upward bound college prep tour trip. They took us to the AUC and I saw Julian Bond. He was close to me just like you.
Wow.
And he was fine. And I was like, this is civil rights right here next to me. I need to be in this place.
Right.
Because these people have changed where I can be able to congregate against the whites.
Right.
And I need to be in this energy. So that was in my mind at 16 years old. And my mama told me when I turned 21, she was like, you and your sister got to get some real jobs so y'all can get off my insurance. Y'all got to have your own health insurance. Please find a job. Girl, as my luck would have it, I'm reading the commercial appeal on a Sunday trying to find a job.
Yes.
And I see this ad for flight attendants.
Okay.
You can be based in Macon, Atlanta, or Dallas.
Nice. All right.
So I said, this is it. We didn't have a computer at home, but I went to the University of Memphis, which was Memphis State then. I went to their computer lab, typed up my resume, and went and got a envelope, 8x10 envelope, this color. Yeah. This color. My mama worked at FedEx, so she could FedEx my stuff for $5.
Nice.
So I got it together. And what really was the kick, before I did all that, I asked my sister, I knocked on her door. I said, where you see me in 5 years? She said, huh? I said, where you see me in 5 years? And she pointed to my room.
Why'd she do that?
I don't know why the hell she did that. I gotta ask her. Now, I'm gonna ask her when I get out of here. But all I know is when she said that, I said, okay, I need to get up to University of Memphis. Can you show me where your computer lab is?
Right.
Child, I did that. Got that
the envelope, yeah.
And she sent it. Why they called me within 24 hours to come
No.
and do an interview. Atlantic Southeast Airlines.
Wow.
The Delta connection.
No.
Yes, girl. And they sent a ticket for me. My mama drove me to Chattanooga so I could fly out for free and fly into Memphis. And I went and did that interview and wowed them. As soon as I walked back in the door from the interview, because I caught the Greyhound back to Memphis. As soon as I walked in the door, my phone was ringing in my room.
Ooh.
And when I picked it up, they was like, is this Kertisha Johnson? I was like, yes. I had call ID, so it said Atlantic, Southeast Airlines.
Right.
I said, yes, this is she. We want to offer you a training position with Atlantic Southeast Airlines in Atlanta, Georgia for 6 weeks. Baby, when I tell you, honey, that was it. Because I knew I wasn't coming back.
And so 6 weeks, was it 6 weeks or was it longer?
It was 6 weeks. I lived in the Howard Johnson on Virginia Avenue for 6
Wow.
weeks. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
In 1997.
Wow.
Yep.
And you were hooked when you got here.
Oh, child.
When you were here for the 6 weeks, what happened?
Ooh, Lord have mercy. So we were focused and we were studying, even though I had me a little boyfriend here.
Of course you did.
And he was in the area. So, you know, when I would finish studying, I would go visit him.
Of course.
You know.
Grown
child. Oh, child. I even, well, I can say that now because I don't have a child, but the night Biggie Smalls was assassinated was the night that my boyfriend impregnated me.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a miscarriage.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's fine, child, because I was going to have an abortion.
Okay.
I was. Because I'm like, how you get down here and have this happen within
weeks.
But that's your luck. You're a Sagittarius. That's that Jupiter. You're very expansive. So, okay. But you got to have some boundaries, girl.
Yeah.
So, long story short, I mean, and it was just, I mean, it was a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time,
Wow.
I was 22 years old. So that's what we do at 22.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Have a lot of fun.
Have a lot of fun.
Yes,
child.
So you're doing the training for 6 weeks. Are you trying to get the buzz with singing? Are you making those connections here? Because you were killing it in Memphis.
Well, the thing about it was I really wasn't killing it other than just, you know, dancing.
Okay.
And dancing in the nightclubs.
Okay.
Being known for that.
All right.
But there was no, like, Memphis people really aren't nurtured at the time other than your family. You know, you get a good job. You get a good husband. You don't really live out your dreams.
In Memphis. Okay.
You don't live out your dreams.
Okay.
So I knew that Atlanta was close enough to Memphis for me to not be so far from home.
Right.
And I knew I could find my dreams. But when I came here, I wanted to be a choreographer and a makeup artist.
Nice.
Because I was dancing.
Yeah.
And I was doing Mary Kay. And Lil Face was here.
Yeah. Okay.
And I did have dreams of singing, but the confidence wasn't there.
Wasn't there yet. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you became a makeup artist. You were choreographing for some videos and just some night stuff. And so, how did you get discovered? Let's talk about how did it pop for you?
Oh my goodness.
Cause you got history here.
I do. Well, I say I stepped in the shit as soon as I got here because my roommate, when I was a flight attendant, we lived at this place called Rivermont. It's over by North Clayton High School. And our neighbors and her ex-boyfriend was Grandmaster D from Houdini.
Oh.
So they lived in the next apartment complex next over I forget what the name of it was, but it had river in it. It had this like river thing on the front. But he came to Drew came to our flight attendant trainee graduation. And all of my stuff, I got evicted from that apartment once she left.
Why?
Because, girl, I lost that job. And I was in transition. But all my stuff, all of my pictures and stuff got taken on eviction. So, long story short, he was our neighbor, and her and him had met previously. And so he was always at our house. Well, the first time I went out in Atlanta after coming back from graduating from flight attendant training, he took us to Atlanta Live. Him,
That was
NCC,
it. That was it.
And Jaleel.
The whole crew.
The whole crew. And Jaleel's girlfriend, her name was Kim. She was a nurse, I believe. And when we got there, why? We didn't stand in line. We walked straight past everybody, went straight up to VIP. And that was my introduction to the nightlife in Atlanta.
Nice.
And so the people that I was hanging around, they were already immersed in, you know, promotions and radio. Well, my friend Chantel Jordan, she was living in Memphis because her dad was from there. So I called her when I finally got settled here. I was like, hey, girl, I'm here. I told you I was moving. I'm here. And she was like, that's what's up. My cousin is the receptionist at Hot 97.5.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
My cousin is the receptionist at Hot 97.5, and I'm coming down there to take her job because she's getting ready to go do something else.
Oh, that's it. Wow.
My roommate left me She went back to Jackson. Child, she was ready to get back to Jackson. Jackson, Mississippi. Yes, child. You know, the thing about it is when you're ready to level up, some people can't level up at the rate that you're
Say
going.
that again. I want you to lean in the mic and say that again. Some people can't what?
Yeah, when it's time for you to level up, some people are not going to go with you. Mm-hmm. Some people may not ever level up. She was comfortable being in Jackson, Mississippi, mm-hmm. and she was missing a married man. At 20, she was 24, 25. And her cousin actually ended up being a very well-known comic. Mm. And, like, he was cool as hell. But she wanted to go back to Jackson, Mississippi, smoke cigarettes and fuck on married men. And I said, okay then, girl, you go ahead. I'm going to stay here.
Producer, I heard you, Joe.
I said, okay, girl.
Yeah, you said.
Go ahead.
So now your people are getting in place. Hot 97.
Yes. Yeah. Chantel came back. She came to Atlanta. And when she got here, she lived right around the corner. Like Tracy lived right around the corner.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was living right around the corner from Hot 97.5 when they was on Old National, on that L. I didn't know this. I didn't know none of this. Now, let me go back to when I was in Memphis in that room when my sister thought I was just in there daydreaming.
Right.
I was actually manifesting. I had no idea I was manifesting. Everything that I was doing is what people do to manifest now. I was doing that then. Yeah.
And what did that look like, Madam CJ?
I used to get in trouble for daydreaming in school. So I would daydream in my room. I would listen to music. I would read. I would write. I would visualize every night before I would go to bed. I had posters on my wall, and I would stare at those posters. I would be creating my own world.
Wow.
As a child.
Wow. Okay.
As a teenager.
Okay.
My sister thought I was in there twiddling my thumbs. I was manifesting.
Wow.
So anyway, we lived right around the corner from Chantel moved. And first thing she did when she got here, girl, I got tickets to see such and such. I don't know what party it was. But basically my experience with Houdini was the rest of my experience with Chantel.
Wow.
Because I lost touch with them after Wendy left.
Right.
And so, we didn't have to wait in line nowhere. We didn't have to, child, it was.
He just walked right in.
It just walked right in, because I'm with her.
Yeah.
And I'm meeting people. I'm at the radio station. One of the first parties we went to was at the Westin. And she had already went to Rico Wade's house and went to a party that him and Busta Rhymes had thrown.
Okay.
And child, they had a Hot 97.5 party up at the Westin, so I met all of her co-workers, met CeeLo, met, some other people. Yeah. But we became, regulars in that scene. Yeah. And so that's how, and with DJ Nabs. My first time at Kaya was with my cousin Val.
Kaya, I remember Kaya.
Oh, I miss Kaya. Kaya was such a vibe. But the first time my cousin, her name was Valerie Small, rest her soul. She took me to Kaya when I was in flight attendant training, and I freaking loved it. Yeah. And then when Chantel moved here, she started working the doors at the clubs. So she was working 112. She was working Kaya. My roommate Mia, God bless her soul, she moved down. She got a job at SO.
Woo! You said all this fun.
Girl, Doc DJ down in that hot ass room downstairs on Wall Street, baby. But this is what my life was like. Wow. As a 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So exciting. So I told Nabs the first time I after seeing him DJ in the lab with DJ Nabs on Sunday.
Yes, right.
He was coming out the bathroom, and he had this silver outfit on, he had an afro, showman, honey. Yes. And he came out the bathroom. I said, I'm going to dance for you one day. I'm going to dance for you one day. Okay. He looked me up and down, because I was skinny child. He was like, oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Every Sunday I was there. Every Sunday I was there at Kaya. And then one day, one of the girls couldn't show up.
Oh, that's it.
And the first time I danced up there, I had not danced on stage. Oh. I was always, on the floor. Right. There's difference than just club dancing on the floor. Yes. And dancing for go-go dancing. Yeah. Well, I learned that night. I did. The next time I did it was maybe about a year and a half later.
Okay.
And I was much more comfortable. Mm-hmm. But that was my introduction to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you get the name Madam CJ?
So Nabs gave me that name. DJ Nabs. He was actually Chris Cross's DJ, Michael Jackson's tour DJ, Mariah Carey's tour DJ, and he worked with So Def. He's very instrumental in that era. But I walked into Eminem, Marshall Meadows' office when they moved to Hot 97.5 on Piedmont. They moved over there maybe in, I want to say, early 2000s. But I walked in the office, and when I walked in, she was like, Madam CJ. I said, who is that, girl? Who is that? Because I was telling people my real name, Curticia.
Right.
But nobody was grasping it, and I felt I needed to change, so I changed it to CJ, my initials.
Okay.
Because they call my mama BJ. So I said, okay, I'll just be CJ, child. He called me. She said, Nabs called you that. I said, for real? She was like, yeah. I said, well, shit, if Nabs called me that's dope. That's dope as hell. So then, in 2003, I started thinking about singing names.
Okay.
And so I was at the Cotton Club, and I was at the bar, and Kim Malone at the time, she was standing there. We would, talking and catching up. And I was like, girl, I'm getting ready to start singing. What you think about this name? Do you think I should do this name? Or you think I should do this name? And she was like, oh, no. Do Madam CJ. And I said, okay, this is DJ Nabs, who's a radio DJ and legend. And this is Kim Malone, who's a radio DJ and legend.
Yeah.
And both of them say, do Madam
Madam
CJ.
CJ.
Girl, that was all I needed.
Yeah.
So those two solidified that name for me.
Been rocking with it ever since.
Yeah.
You don't deviate from that at all.
No.
I want to ask you culturally, Madam CJ, because you've been around since the early beginning, like when Atlanta was really starting to get a spotlight on itself as a city. An influencer with music and culture, activism and everything else. How does that compare with what you're seeing and sensing for Atlanta today?
Whew, it's changed. It's changed. So I'll say this. I've been, I was really in the house during COVID. I really wasn't going out much.
Yeah.
And now that I'm venturing out, because I will isolate. But being the person that I am and in the business that I have to get out and be social. So I like to go to things that make me feel safe and comfortable.
Yes, that's important.
And some of the times now, current day, these new people that have come in, I have noticed some not so good treatment. I've experienced it personally myself, and that's why you don't see me at some of these places.
Right.
You know, like Rocksteady and Buteco in Grant Park. No shade to the owner of the Buteco in Grant Park, but one of his bartenders really disrespected me.
Okay.
And I'm still waiting on a reply for them to say, hey, we're sorry or whatever. And if they don't give me one, that's fine. But it needs to be addressed, because when I first came to Atlanta, customer service was shitty. And then all of a sudden it got better. And when we would go to different places, people would treat you like they wanted you to be there.
Right. Okay. That's important.
So that's why I'm a creature of habit. If I'm going to a place and I feel safe there, that's where I'm going to keep going. So I feel like it's changed in regards to, you got these newcomers coming in. They don't know who's who. There's no respect for who's who until they find out, like I noticed when I post on Instagram the stuff that I've done in the past 28 years that I've been here for the kids that weren't even born. Yeah. And then they see it. I've noticed, they see that and they're like, oh, yeah, baby, but you were shady. Right. And I don't forget.
And it shouldn't be a matter of your credentials. No. It should just be a human to human exchange.
Exactly. Because I want us all to win.
And I think that's how we met. I think the first time I met you might have been at House in the Park.
Okay.
we have a picture together.
Okay.
At the pavilion. It might have been 2014.
Okay.
I just thought you were a beautiful person.
Thank you.
You look cute in your t-shirt.
Thank you.
And we knew mutual people. And then somebody said, y'all take a picture. And we just kind of took a picture. And then anytime I saw you, I would say hi.
Yes. Thank you.
And then when you realized who I was, you real excited. I need to get me a shirt.
Yes.
And that's how we kind of, but I didn't know who you were. I just connected with you as a person. And then your legacy comes with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's how it's supposed to be. It shouldn't be, oh, you know this person or that person or you. No, I'm a human being first. And then all of that is it comes secondary.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's just times have just changed, right? Because we communicate to each other differently.
Yeah.
Right? Back in the day, you got your first opportunity through a phone call. Now it might be through a text message, an email, just people in general. We just talk and handle one another differently. And what I like about you is that you're consistent in what's important to you, and you set boundaries. And we as a community have learned to respect your boundaries.
Well, thank you. I'm going to say you do.
I
and
do.
I appreciate that.
I do.
And this is the thing. Michelle, when I tell you it's hard to constantly say the same thing about your boundaries.
I understand.
And then this is another thing. People get their feelings hurt. They get their feelings hurt because you are extending a boundary that's for your own good. But also, I'm showing you how to treat yourself.
Yes.
I'm giving you permission to do the same thing. It's a teaching moment. It ain't got nothing to do with your ego being hurt. You know, it ain't got nothing to do with your feelings being hurt. It's about you can also say the same thing. You can also tell somebody, don't call my phone before 10 a.m.
Yes.
Don't call, don't text me. And when you call and text me, say, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, that is a thing. That is very important.
For all of us as black people, especially as women. So, yeah, girl. And another thing, you'll recognize when you start speaking up for yourself and your boundaries, you'll find yourself having to do it more.
Okay.
I've noticed this. I'm like, you'll be in positions or situations where you find yourself, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. You're ready for it. Yeah. And so did that help you with your walk? Because your health is important. We're going to talk about that. But you've really taken on an advocacy for self-care.
Okay.
Let's talk about that. What does self-care mean to you?
Well, I was diagnosed with uterine fibroids in 2008.
Okay.
But I vividly remember having one of my first painful periods at age 15.
Wow.
So I could feel that. I see that scene in my head. And that's when they really started forming because they were ovarian cysts then. So anyway, I did not know that a symptom of uterine fibroids could be emotional trauma, emotional stuff feeds our health and our wellness and our hormones. So if we're not processing our emotions, we are, that has to go somewhere.
Yes, yes.
So I learned that really your voice is what matters.
Okay.
And the words you use matter because we're magical beings.
Yes.
We are divine beings. So we have to be intentional and strategic with our self-care. So Anana Harris Paris, she created, that's my good girlfriend.
Yeah, we like Anana.
We love Anana. She's a lifesaver.
Yes, she is.
So anyway, she wrote this book called Self-Care Matters.
Yes.
And in 2017, I had went to Center for Black Women's Wellness because I was like, okay, you got to do something about these fibroids, girl. Let's go see somebody.
Yes.
They could not even do a pap smear on me.
Really?
Because of the fibroid blocking my cervix.
Oh.
So that's when it clicked in my mind. I said, okay, I got to do something this year about this.
Yes. And
I reached out to Anana. I got the Self-Care Matters book.
Yes.
Started reading the book and started speaking up for my needs. Asking myself every morning, making a habit asking myself, what do I need this morning?
Yeah,
what do I need today? Because I used to wake up and be like, oh, what I gotta worry about today?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I said, no, what do I need? And something said, okay, your good girlfriend, Chef Aki, gave you a book.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Get that book out your Google Drive and start with that book, because it was fibroid recipes. So I started with that. After I started reading Anana's book. Then I said, I need to get a yoni steam seat. And I basically went through every area of self-care.
Right.
And put something that I needed to do for this fibroid situation.
Yes.
Because self-care, or strategic self-care, is addressing a critical need.
That is correct.
And that was a critical need. If you don't address that critical need, it affects every area of your life. And it had already affected every area of my life. So I started doing that. And it's been a journey.
Yes.
And I'm grateful for it, because I used to have a big problem asking for help. I used to have a big problem with putting the wrong people in place that could help me.
Yo, that part.
And in 2020, I reached out to Anana, since we were going to be in the house. Reached out to her, hey, I want to be a self-care ambassador.
Yes.
What can I do? She was like, okay, we're going to do a 7-day intensive training. And so that is what happened. And ever since then, I've been on a journey for myself, but also really wanting to connect with Black women who need this work.
Yes.
Because I tell you, once you start doing this work on yourself, you become very in tune with people who need this work.
Yes, yes.
And it's just been something to see, because some of us really don't do the work until it's too late. We are reactive, we're not proactive.
Yeah.
And we have to be proactive, especially as Black women.
Yeah. It's hard, Madam CJ, because the first step starts within. You have to look at yourself. You have to ask the question, what do I need today? You have to speak up. You have to open up your mouth. You have to identify your needs and not be embarrassed. That's the other thing. We feel embarrassed, or we feel like we're being a burden because we're asking, because we think we're supposed to don this cape and be all things to all people all the time, and that is a false narrative.
It is.
I don't know where it came from, but I've aborted it. I'm like, no. If I need it, I'm going to say it. If I need to cry, if I need to be happy, if I need to dance, if I need to sing, whatever, if I need to just sit still, if I need to say no, no is a whole sentence.
A whole one.
You know what I mean? And so it is, you have done the work, and people can see that, and there's resonation. Like, people can resonate with that. Not only Black women, but the men too.
Really?
You act like you don't know. They be in your Facebook commenting.
Child, you know what? Those
the good brothers. We're talking about the good brothers. You got a good community of men.
I do.
That support you.
I do.
They like you. They support you. They love you as a sister.
They do.
And when you go out there and get to say, they be like, I know that's right, Madam CJ. They be co-signing on some of that stuff. Or some will say, I didn't even think of it that way. Thanks for bringing it to my attention.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Because Madam CJ got something to say.
Thank you.
Now, from the health, I want to stay on that, because you're doing Self-Care Sunday, Transformation Tuesday, Womb Wellness Wednesday.
Yes.
Then you started sliding over. I saw some beautiful high heels, like this high, when we started dancing at, was it Joe's? Where were you dancing, learning to do pole dancing?
Oh. So I'm a dance fitness instructor.
That is right.
At Vertical Joe's. I started my sensual dance fitness journey in 2016. And then I lost a friend of mine in 2017, so I really just stayed in the community.
Yeah.
But it's been a lifesaver. I love the pole dance. I love the sensual floor work. I love the heels. I just love how it makes me feel. I love how it makes me look.
Yeah.
Even though I have this pooch right now, I still feel sexy.
Yeah. You move sexy.
Thank you so much. It has helped me with it. And another thing, let me talk about the benefits, the health benefits.
Yes, yes.
The mobility. The mobility, the hip mobility, the pelvic mobility, the mobility with the knees,
Because you have nice legs, Madam CJ.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And so it's been a lifesaver, especially in I'm in perimenopause. So it's been great for this journey that I'm in my life. A great workout, fun. And if you can't wear heels, you can still do it barefoot.
Yeah.
And if you can do it barefoot, you really got some strength. I can't even climb the pole barefoot.
Okay. All right.
I can climb in them 7-8 inch heels.
Yeah. I seen it. And one night I saw you out in those heels. You were dancing in honor of someone. I can't remember.
Tanya Cruz.
It was for Tanya.
My sister.
Yeah.
That's my sister.
Yeah. We had
Oh,
a
I miss her
celebration
so
of life.
much.
Yeah, a lot of people do. I miss her too. Even Christopher misses her.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do. We do. And you know, that's a beautiful segue because of your love for Tanya. And the relationship you had, and you just being on the scene, you just always are in John Crooms' lens. He has taken the most beautiful pictures, snapshots of you just, and you look different like every party or every event, and God bless him for doing that, because so for the people that don't know you, they feel like there's a connection. They can see that your legacy lines up with where you are and who you've been, because you've been in the spots. You know the people, and you're always having a good time and dancing and looking cute and just in the space. There hasn't been a throwback that he shared that you ain't in it. Am I telling the story? You're like in all the time.
You're right. I met John Crooms. Okay, so my grandmother died in January of '99, and I was hanging out, you know, on the R&B and hip hop scene.
Right.
So then, my friend Party, who used to dance for Nabs, she was the regular go-go dancer for Nabs, and she was like, "We need to go to Yin Yang." I was like, I had went there one time before.
Yeah.
And I went on like a Wednesday night, and it really wasn't my cup of tea then. But then, this time in my life, I was 25. And I guess I was tapping back into the bohemian side because I've always been like a bohemian mystic. And so, anyway, I had met Brian Scarlett.
Yes.
Met him at Esso. Child, Esso Kaya. Met him there.
Yes.
And he was working the door at Yin Yang. And so, Party was like, we're going to go to Yin Yang. It was during the summertime. Like, it's coming up now. Child, it was during the summertime. And we went to Yin Yang, and it was on fire. It was a Thursday night, child. The Chronicle was playing, and after the Chronicle played, Kemet was up there singing.
All right now.
1999. Honey, I'm dancing. I got these little booty shorts on, and heels. Me and Party, we getting down, child. My hair's red. Dancing. I turned around, and I didn't know I was dancing to Fela. I just knew it sounded good.
Right.
Upside Down by Fela. Get down. I turn around. I see this man, 6 feet tall, standing there looking at me like this. Mouth open, like he's seen a goddess.
Yes. Who was that?
Who is that, child? Honey, I keep on dancing. I ain't worried about no boy. My grandmama just died. I ain't thinking about nobody, honey. We get ready to leave. He follows us out to the car. Anthony David. Him and Steve De Niro. And I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? What y'all want? I had a beeper. Because I just got from working at the airline. Baby, that beeper, when I gave my beeper number, we still had house phones. I didn't have no cell phone.
Yeah.
Child, I gave my beeper number. He texted me or beat me one night and left a voice note and said, hey, I'm going to Yin Yang. I said, okay, and went that night and gave him my number again. Not gave him my number again. I invited him to the house.
Okay.
And when he called me, he's like, okay, I'm coming to your house. I was like, you bring your guitar since you play so good. Because I had never seen him play. He came over there and he played me. Believe Me, he played Part of My Life, and he played Cheating Man in 1999. That's what I was doing, because I wasn't thinking about him until he opened his mouth and played that guitar. And I was like, oh. Okay. get it now. And you finna get it.
Ooh, Madam CJ.
That was my introduction to Yin Yang, but let me get back to John Crow.
Yes.
So anyway, girl, I'm going to Yin Yang now, honey. I got my little boyfriend down there and stuff. I'm dancing, you know, carrying on. And John Crooms is walking around with his camera. He had locks then. He's wearing a bandana. And he take my picture and he'd come and give it to me the next week.
Wow.
I said, how much money I owe you? Do I owe you anything for this?
No.
I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
Then one night, I'm go-go dancing at Crescent Room with
Woo!
yeah, go-go dancing at Crescent Room.
Woo!
And Fahamu painted did a painting.
Because Fahamu is the shit.
Fahamu Peiku.
That's right. That's right.
Diamond Lounge did him and Salah had Diamond Lounge, which is their creative agency. So I was a model for them. And they had joined forces with Kim Coggins and Renee Brown and Jillian Coggins when they had the Tees and the Envy store in Little 5 Point. So I was one of the models for the show. And Fahamu had painted me up, you know, my breast and stuff. And my child, I'm up there go-go dancing, one of my titties hanging out, painting in a Diamond Lounge cut-up T-shirt. I had did my own weave. I was really cute. I still got the picture. And child, Tanya Crooms comes up to me.
Yes.
And says, I just think you are just the cutest.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. She was so sweet. But John introduces her as his fiance.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh my God. I wasn't used to women complimenting like that.
Yes.
Because I'm wild and free without judgment. And that was my first introduction to Tanya Crooms. John was giving me free pictures. Then he introduced me to his fiance, and that's how we became family.
Wow.
Yeah.
Long time.
Long time. That's my brother.
That is your brother.
And come to find out, he's my cousin's old roommate, Kevin Salter.
I ain't talking to you.
Kevin Salter and John Crooms were roommates at Morehouse. So my family had already knew him. So it was like people have been placed in my path.
Yes.
For a reason.
Yes. You have a phenomenal story. I'm going to borrow this from our mutual friend, Carlton Hargrove.
Oh, I love him.
When are you going to get the memoir out? I saw him post that the other day.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
He has always been a champion of mine.
Yes, he has.
He has never been judgmental of me.
No.
Even when I was going through my stuff and living out loud in public, I didn't even know that I was going through PTSD and being triggered and living out loud.
Understood.
Now, but he has never judged me. And I don't know when I'm going to do the memoir. I'm thinking about how I'm going to do it. I'm thinking about it. But I'm going to say this. When I tell my truth, you're not going to crucify me like y'all did Jada Pinkett Smith. You're not going to do it. Because a memoir is a tell-all. And it's my business to tell my business. And if you didn't treat me right,
it's going to be noted.
It's going to be noted. You have to be accountable for your shit. And I'm going to be accountable for mine.
I know you are.
Because that's how we get to the next level.
That is correct.
So, yeah, girl. So, yeah, thank you for asking me that question.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull out the pictures and let them tell my story.
Manifest it as you've manifested everything else in your career. Yeah. Manifest that thing. I want to talk about your entrepreneurial side.
Okay.
Because that puts a big smile on your face, too.
Yes.
You love that. Divine Clementine Bath and Body. How did that come about for you, Madam CJ?
Oh, the fibroids, child. So my mentor, Dr. Aisha Faiza, also known as Aisha the Herb Lady, when I went seeking natural options for the fibroids in 2009, I found out about her and her work. Because my sister was like, don't have that surgery. You can't be down for 6 weeks. You don't have the support that you need right now. So I was like, okay, well, let me see what I can do. Excuse me. And one of my coworkers was a intern for Dr. Ascari. And Dr. Ascari used to carry Aisha's products. So she bought a flyer for me to work. Called Aisha and got her information, got, price. And I was like, okay, when I get my income tax, I'm going to start this One Wellness thing. And that's what I did. I started there. And I didn't know that it had to be a lifestyle. I thought it was a one and done. So anyway, I couldn't afford to shop with her regularly.
Okay.
So she invited me to be like a helper for her events.
Okay.
And she would pay me. And one day she called me and she said, you know, I really observed the way you connect with the people and how passionate you are. She said, I want to offer you my soap making in the woods class.
Nice.
She had a soap making in the woods class. This class was like $150, and this was in 2009. And Michelle, when I tell you, when she offered me that class, I broke down crying.
Really?
On the phone.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was going to change my life. I had no idea that it was going to put me back in touch with my womb and connect me to my great-grandmother, who was a midwife. I had no idea.
Yeah.
So anyway, I go take the class. It was fun. Soap smell good. I come back from the class on the train. I got the soap in my lap, like in this plastic bag. I mean, not bag, but bin. And it's curing. So it's saponifying. And I'm sitting next to this white man. And he's like, is that homemade soap? And I was like, yeah. He's like, it smells good. Like, do you mind taking my number when it's ready? I'll buy some from you.
Getting sales on the train.
Getting sales on the train. Out there in Dunwood, child.
Yes, way up there.
Way up there. So I'm like, wow. So this is in 2009. So I started making soap, and I had to move in with Gael, and she had some goat's milk, like tons of goat's milk in her freezer.
Wow.
And she was like, you should use this for your soap.
Yes.
And that is how I started using goat's milk for my soap.
Nice.
And so now we've started out as Divine Clementine soap on a Rope. We changed our name to Divine Clementine Bath and
I
Body.
remember Soap on the Rope.
And so now what I'm doing is I'm actually in the middle of rebranding and joining Hattie Evelyn's Movement Apothecary with Divine Clementine Bath and Body, so we can be a wellness lifestyle.
Nice. Nice. And congratulations for being up on the Hawk sign.
Oh,
in
my
December.
goodness. So I actually, we have something coming up. I'm doing something with them. They have a...
It's beautiful.
Thank you. They have a program for underserved girls where they get them prom dresses.
Nice.
So I'm actually dropping off product for them tomorrow. It's 23 girls.
It's beautiful.
I'm going to be dropping off some unscented soaps and some body butters for them. And tomorrow at the Hawks practice facility, it's called Say Yes to the Prom Dress.
Yes.
And it's sponsored by the wives and the girlfriends and the mothers of the Hawks players. So the Hawks have really been, I went and did a pitch with Black Girl Ventures at the Hawks Stadium. And they were in partnership with them. Well, ever since I did that pitch, I didn't win the pitch that day.
Yeah.
But every month or so, they reach out with an opportunity.
That's nice.
And I'm very, very grateful to the Hawks. Yeah, I'm very
I'm
grateful.
glad you're doing good stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, for us, we take pride because when one of our own make it, we all lean in and be like, yes, this is exciting because it's like, wow, you know, your product is up on the board, like. And then you're out here, you're out at farmers markets, you are selling, you have regular customers. Like, you got people that are like, they get on social media and they show the empty jars. I love the lotion, the lavender lotion.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got blessed. Thank you, Nina Nance. She blessed me with the lavender lotion.
Nina, love.
I had to shout her out.
First of all, let me shout out Nina Nance. Baby, when I tell you something, I got to tell the story about this.
Tell it.
First time I seen Nina, because I didn't used to see her at the parties.
Right.
Like, I wasn't around when she was at Clark. But I started working at Whole Foods. I helped open the Whole Foods on Ponce de Leon
Oh, wow.
as a front-end cashier.
Oh.
And Nina was organizing Whole Body. She was working with Todd at the time. But I would see Nina, and she would feel familiar to me. But Nina had this coolness and this aloofness where I felt like, girl, don't mess with her. Don't you mess with her. And I didn't.
You didn't? Yeah, okay.
And then one day she said something to me. And she said, I saw you on John Croom's or something. She said that. I said, okay.
Yeah.
She's cool.
Yeah. She did me the same way.
What'd she say?
I would go to Whole Foods in the home and beauty section, and that's back when B used to work there too. Christopher was a little fella. I was there by myself one day. I was getting something, and she said, "You write you're that Real Chicks Rock person, right? You write them inspirational stuff every day. And I said, yeah, she says, I read it every day. She says, keep up the good work. And I said, holy moly.
Girl, you gonna make me cry.
That's what she said to me. And so she has always been a supporter of Real Chicks Rock. She supports good things. She's just not a person that's just always going to have a lot of big fanfare or banter. But if she connects eyeballs with you, she's going to tell you what's on her mind.
She is a genuine sister.
I had to wear the Nina shirt. This is for Nina.
And I told her, listen, let me tell you something else. I told her, Salam.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, y'all need to get together. I said, that's your husband. That's your husband. And the next thing I know, I'm sitting there thinking, I saw a book that had Anansi the Spider. And we were getting ready to go to WMC. And I said, oh, Salam, Nina. That's what I'm thinking to myself.
Yeah.
Girl, I get down there to Florida, and she shows me her engagement.
Oh.
And I said, I knew it. I told y'all. I told you were supposed to be together.
Now, CJ, how did you get connected with One Music Fest? It's a good look on you, with you. And thank you for wearing my T-shirt last year and taking a picture in front of the One Music Fest sign. I was like, my God, because there are so many other T-shirts and brands and people that you know, and I'm honored that you did that. So how is your relationship with them? I know it's been long standing, hasn't it?
Yes, so I used to sing down in Sugar Hill when Jay Carter, Freddie Luster, and Richard Dunn owned Sugar Hill. I performed down there a few times, and then he joined forces with Ornike, and I met Ornike through Margaret, God rest her soul. Margaret brought Ornike to one of my birthday parties that I had at the Four Seasons. So that's how we made that connection. But Jay and Ornike worked together on One Music Fest, and they sent me an invitation. No, I actually created a gift bag for the first One Music Fest for Guapale.
Oh, nice.
And I took it to, when they had a King Plow, I took it and dropped it off, and then they started inviting me to be a vendor.
Nice.
And they've been, One Music Fest has been very good to Divine Clementine.
Yes.
I thank you, Jay. Thank you, Ornike. They have been very good to Divine Clementine Bath and Body. So I'm committed to working with One Music Fest all the time, as long as they are in existence. We won't be able to make it to Dallas because we just got into, we got back in Oakhurst Farmers Market. We just got into Grant Park Farmers Market.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I'm excited about that, and we're also going to be teaching a Divine Clementine Bath and Body product making class with the City of Decatur at Oakhurst Rec Center starting next month. So that's a class series. So we have some things that we're doing right now.
Wow, you're busy.
Well, you know, this is the thing. I work strictly for myself now. I left that corporate job May 1st, 2023, and I'm not looking back.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's been hard as hell.
I know.
It's been hard as hell.
I know it's hard. Entrepreneurism is not easy.
No,
it's
child.
not a cute thing.
And nobody talks to you about confidence and mindset.
Yeah.
If your personal life is crap, your business gonna be crap.
Yeah.
Don't nobody talk to us about that.
Yeah.
So we have to make sure we're doing the work.
And proper marketing. You have to market your product.
Yeah, you gotta market, and you gotta be really strategic with that.
Even with that, exactly. Because you don't need to be everywhere. You know, but you gotta align with the right people.
Align with the right people.
And that's it. And that's what you're doing.
I've been working on it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I see
People
you.
that come to see us at One Music Fest, child, they be spending $200 and $300, and they come back every year.
And that's good.
And they bring people with them.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna believe that you're gonna be able to go to Dallas, Texas next year when they're down there.
Definitely.
Because this is new. This is a new.
Yeah, this is a new one.
So it's good. But I mean, things are happening in Texas. You know what I mean?
I hear. It's ironic to me that, you know, stuff is happening in these places where they want to take our rights away.
I know.
So my thing is, girl, I've been really leaning on my spiritual practice. And we say in our spiritual practice, like, you were born for this time. What is your mission? So, like, that has been my focus, just keeping my my vibration high, my life condition high, and doing my human revolution, because we gotta be, grounded and prayed up.
Yes.
And joyful.
Yes. I would be remiss if I didn't mention Robbie. It's like a magic when you guys, you just on 10 when you do any kind of show with him. You sexy, you cute, you dancing, you hot, you his hype person, you just doing it. And one particular time, and you took some pictures though, that outfit, that beautiful white top, that you were just flowing.
Thank you so much. That was at Afro Punk.
Yeah.
Brooklyn. That was 2018.
Yeah. Just before pandemic and all that other foolishness.
2019.
But yeah, the fact that they see you and know you as an artist and what you bring to the culture, we like you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robbie, he's a good brother. I
Yes.
met him through Donnie. When he used to sing background for Donnie, we both were doing a gig with Donnie at Apache, and singing background, and he just asked me, he said, would you come and help me do my show? And I'm like, yeah, okay. I'll do it. And it's been on ever since.
How long y'all been working together like that?
That was in 2005.
Wow.
That was in 2005 that Robbie asked me to
Almost 20 years, 19 years.
Almost, yeah. Yeah, and I mean,
Wow.
I've seen his growth. I love his work ethic.
Yes,
I
yes.
learned so much from him.
Yes, he's a performer.
He's trained.
Yeah.
He's trained in theater.
Yeah.
And a lot of the kids, a lot of the people that are popular now, a few, I'm not gonna say a lot of them, but a few of your mainstream favorites have studied Robbie.
Is that right? Yeah. He's an entertainer. From costumes to how he presents himself on stage, how to sing, inflection, crowd engagement. Like he's a whole package.
He is. He started out in church, and then he grew up in theater, trained in theater. So he has the best of both worlds. And he is, a great performer.
Let me read this. You sent this to me. Madam CJ is a chart-topping singer, songwriter, entertainment, movement artist, and women's wellness thought leader. I help women transform their wellness, find rhythm, balance hormonally through music, movement, and nutrition. Is there anything else you'd like to do that you've not done yet?
Oh.
Because this is pretty loaded.
Work-wise, hell no.
No.
I'm not trying to labor all my life.
No.
No, I definitely, something I want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, something I want to do is something I'm working on.
All right.
And I'll let y'all see.
All right. You let us know when the time is right. So you got something cooking on the stove.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's next for you in 2024? Anything you can share with us? You gonna perform with Robbie this year? Got One Music Fest?
Well, right now we prepping for the farmers markets because we have 3. We have Peachtree Center coming up every Thursday next month, and then we have the first Saturday of the month, Oakhurst. We have the first Sunday of the month, Grant Park, and then we have the product making class. So we really are working on leveling up and becoming very, very sustainable with our profits for Divine Clementine Bath and Body, so that I can do the next thing that I want to do with my music career.
Understood. Yeah. Where can the people find you, Madam CJ? Where can they find you, girl?
Y'all can find me at www.madamcj.com. That is no E on my madam. It is a palindrome, so it's spelled the same way forward and backwards.
No, that's right.
MADAMCJ. And then you can find me at www.divineclementinebb.com. I am currently on social media. However, I'm doing my best to divest as much as possible from social media.
Me too.
And only be there when I have something to lead you back to MadamCJ.com or DivineClementineBathAndBody.com.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm peeling back on social media too.
You have to.
It's good.
It's
good.
Yeah, it's good. It feels good.
Feels good to peel back. Y'all know where to find me. You know what? I enjoyed this. This was fun.
Yeah, I had fun too. Thank you so much.
I got to learn a lot about you.
Oh, thank you so much.
I mean, and I listen to your interviews and talks and your write-ups and stuff. I think you dropped some nuggets on me that I did not know. So thank you.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best in everything that you do. Nothing but continued success. Let us continue to feel good with your products, your smile, your voice, your music. Just being Madam CJ. We just gonna dance on the dance floor. We gonna just have a good time when I see you.
Yeah.
Always good to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michelle.
Oh,
I appreciate it.
yes. Y'all know me, Real Chicks Rock. Y'all can find me anywhere, everywhere. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, realchicksrock.com. Go out there and cop you a t-shirt. It's time. We about to peel these coats off, all that good stuff. But listen, I always want to leave you with this. My inspiration and hero on radio was Frankie Crocker on WBLS 107.5 in New York. And he used to end his show with this. May you live to be 100 and I live to be 100 minus a day, so that I would never know that beautiful people like you had passed away. Until next time.